An English learner's daily routine. Hello, welcome to English Story channel. Here, you will learn English through simple stories, useful tips, and easy practice. Start your journey today, improve step by step, and enjoy learning English with us. Part 1. Morning routine. Every day begins with the morning, and for an English learner, the morning is very important. How she starts her day can make a big difference in learning. Let's follow her morning routine step by step and see how she practices English while living her daily life. She usually wakes up early, around 6:30. She believes that starting early gives her more time to study and practice English. When her alarm rings, she opens her eyes slowly. Sometimes she feels a little tired, but she reminds herself, today is a new day. I can learn something new. With this positive thought, she gets out of bed and begins her day. The first thing she does is make her bed. This may seem small, but a tidy room makes her feel organized. When she sees a clean bed, she feels ready for the day. After making her bed, she goes to the bathroom. She washes her face with cool water to wake up fully. Then she brushes her teeth. A fresh face and clean teeth help her feel ready and confident. After the bathroom, she prepares breakfast. She likes a simple meal, some bread, cheese, and fruit. Sometimes she has an egg or cereal. She drinks a cup of tea or coffee while eating. Breakfast is not only for energy, it is also a quiet moment to start the day calmly. While eating, she likes to listen to English podcasts or songs. Listening every day helps her improve her English naturally. Once breakfast is ready, she spends some time reading. She chooses easy English books or simple news articles. Reading in the morning helps her remember new words. She does not read too fast. She reads slowly and carefully, looking at new words and their meanings. Sometimes she writes new words in her notebook. This small habit helps her learn and remember English better. After reading, she practices speaking. She may speak to herself in English, repeating sentences she learned before. For example, she may say, "Good morning. How are you today?" Or, "I am happy. I will study English now." Speaking in the morning helps her feel more confident. She knows that practicing every day is very important for learning a language. Then she does some light exercise. Stretching her arms and legs or doing a short yoga routine helps her body wake up. If the weather is nice, she goes for a short walk outside. Walking while listening to English music or repeating words aloud is both healthy and useful for learning. Fresh air and movement make her feel ready for the day. After exercise, she takes a shower and gets dressed. She chooses comfortable clothes because she may spend hours studying or attending online classes. She likes to dress neatly, but not too formal. Feeling comfortable helps her focus better on learning. She also prepares her study materials, notebook, pens, dictionary, and sometimes flashcards. Being ready helps her start her lessons without stress. Before starting her first study session, she spends a few minutes planning the day. She writes down what she wants to learn or practice. For example, she may plan, learn 10 new words, read 1 article, write 5 sentences, and watch a short English video. Writing a plan helps her stay organized and motivated. She likes checking off each task when it is finished. Her first study session usually starts around 8:30. She begins with vocabulary. She looks at new words, writes them in her notebook, and repeats them aloud. She practices pronunciation slowly and carefully. She knows that speaking new words correctly is important for remembering them. She also tries to use the words in simple sentences. Next, she practices grammar. She reads a simple grammar explanation in her textbook or online. Then she makes exercises to practice. For example, she may work on the present simple tense, I eat breakfast. You read a book. She studies English. She repeats the sentences, writes them, and sometimes says them aloud. Step by step, grammar becomes easier. After grammar, she spends time reading. She reads simple texts or short stories in English. Reading helps her understand sentence structure and new vocabulary. If she does not understand a word, she looks it up in a dictionary or writes it in her notebook. Reading also improves her confidence because she sees how English is used in real sentences. Then comes writing practice. She writes simple sentences about her life. For example, she may write, I wake up at 6:30. I eat breakfast. I study English in the morning. Writing helps her remember vocabulary and grammar. She tries to check her mistakes carefully and correct them. Sometimes she asks a teacher or a friend to check her work online. Feedback is very important for learning. During the morning, she also practices listening. She listens to short English podcasts, news, or songs. Listening every day improves her understanding. Sometimes she repeats what she hears. For example, if she hears, I like reading books, she says it aloud several times. This practice helps her speak naturally. Before finishing her morning routine, she takes a short break. She drinks water or tea and relaxes for a few minutes. She may review the new words she learned in the morning. This short pause is very useful because it helps her remember better. After the break, she feels ready for the next part of the day, like attending an English class or studying more at home. The morning routine is very important for an English learner. It sets the tone for the whole day. With breakfast, reading, speaking, listening, writing, and planning, she can study effectively. She knows that daily practice is the key to learning English. Small steps every morning lead to big progress over time. Starting the day with a clear mind, energy, and motivation makes learning English more fun. Every morning is a new opportunity to learn, improve, and grow. By following this routine, she feels confident, prepared, and ready to continue her journey of learning English. Part 2. Daytime learning. After finishing her morning routine, the English learner begins the main part of her day, learning and practicing English. The daytime is very important because she has more energy, focus, and time. During this period, she combines studying at home, attending classes, and using English in real life. Usually, she starts with an online English class or a face-to-face class at a language school. She logs in or arrives early to check everything is ready. She opens her notebook, prepares a pen, and makes sure her internet and microphone work if it is online. Being ready before class helps her focus completely on learning. The class usually begins with a warm-up activity. Her teacher may ask, "How are you today?" or "What did you do yesterday?" These simple questions help her practice speaking in English. She tries to answer in full sentences, like, I am fine. Yesterday, I went to the park. She knows that speaking every day is important. Even small sentences help her improve. After the warm-up, the teacher introduces new vocabulary or grammar. For example, she may learn words about food, travel, or hobbies. She writes every new word in her notebook and repeats them aloud. She tries to use the words in sentences immediately. For example, if she learns the word apple, she may say, I eat an apple every morning. Using new words helps her remember them faster. During grammar lessons, she pays attention to rules and examples. For example, she may practice the present simple tense, I read books. You play football. She watches TV. She writes the sentences and repeats them. She also does exercises from her textbook or online. Step by step, grammar becomes easier and easier. Listening is also a big part of the class. She listens to short dialogues, stories, or songs in English. Sometimes she hears sentences several times and repeats them aloud. For example, if she hears, "I like reading books," she says it again and again. Listening practice helps her understand English naturally. After learning new things, she practices speaking. She may talk with a partner in class or answer questions from the teacher. She tries to speak in full sentences, even if she makes mistakes. She knows that making mistakes is normal. Each mistake is a lesson, and she corrects herself or asks the teacher for help. Confidence is very important for learning a new language. Between classes or exercises, she reviews what she learned. She reads new vocabulary, repeats difficult words, or writes short sentences using grammar rules. Reviewing is important because it helps her remember better. She often sets small goals. Today, I will learn 10 new words and use them in sentences. Small goals make her study more organized and motivating. Lunch is another part of her daytime routine. While eating, she sometimes listens to English podcasts or watches short English videos. Even during lunch, she tries to practice. For example, she may listen to a story in English and repeat key sentences. Combining food and learning is a small but useful habit. After lunch, she continues learning. She may watch a video in English about daily life, travel, or hobbies. Watching videos helps her understand natural English and how people speak in real life. She repeats sentences and writes new words. This combination of listening, speaking, reading, and writing makes her learning very effective. Real-life practice is also important. She tries to speak English with friends who also learn, or she writes messages in English. For example, she may chat online. "Hello. How are you? I am studying English today." Using English in real situations helps her feel more confident. She learns not only grammar and vocabulary but also how people really communicate. In the afternoon, she may also do exercises in a workbook or on a learning app. She answers questions, fills in the blanks, and matches words with pictures. These exercises are fun and help her remember what she learned in class. She checks her answers and corrects mistakes carefully. Feedback is very important for improvement. Short breaks are necessary too. Every hour or two, she takes a 5-minute pause. She drinks water, stretches, or looks outside the window. Small breaks help her brain rest and remember more. After a break, she feels ready to continue learning without getting tired. During the daytime, she also tries to read simple articles or short stories in English. Reading is not only about vocabulary, it is about understanding sentence structures and how English is used in real situations. She underlines new words, writes their meanings, and tries to use them in sentences later. At the end of the daytime learning period, she reviews everything she learned. She checks new vocabulary, practices speaking, and writes short sentences. Reviewing makes her feel confident because she can see her own progress. She knows that repetition is the key to remembering English. The daytime routine of an English learner is full of activity, focus, and practice. Vocabulary, grammar, listening, speaking, writing, reading, and real-life use are all combined. She knows that learning a language takes time, patience, and consistency. Every day she practices a little, and little by little, she improves. Daytime learning shows that learning English is not only about studying in a book. It is about listening, speaking, reading, writing, and using English every day. The more she practices, the easier it becomes. Every small effort adds to her confidence and skills. By following this routine, she feels motivated and ready for the next part of her day, afternoon study, homework, and additional practice. The daytime is the heart of her learning journey, and she enjoys every moment because she knows it will help her speak and understand English better. Part 3. Afternoon practice and homework. After finishing the daytime learning sessions, The English learner begins the afternoon part of her routine. The afternoon is important for practice, homework, and reinforcing what she learned earlier. This time is quieter, allowing her to focus on improving her skills, completing exercises, and reflecting on her learning. The first task in the afternoon is usually homework. She checks what her teacher assigned for the day. Homework can include writing sentences, doing grammar exercises, reading short texts, or practicing vocabulary. She organizes her notebook, textbooks, and any materials she needs. Being prepared helps her study without distractions. She starts with writing exercises. For example, she may write 5 sentences using new vocabulary or practice a grammar point, such as the present simple or past tense. Writing helps her remember words and sentence structures better. After writing, she checks her work carefully. She corrects mistakes with a pen or looks for the right answers in her textbook. This careful practice is very important for improvement. Next, she practices vocabulary. She reviews new words she learned in the morning or in class. She reads each word, its meaning, and example sentences. Then, she repeats the words aloud several times. Repetition helps her remember the words faster. She also tries to use the words in her own sentences. For example, if she learned the word travel, she may write, "I like to travel in the summer." Using new words actively helps her learn English more effectively. After vocabulary, she focuses on listening practice. She listens to short English audio clips, podcasts, or videos. Sometimes she listens several times to understand better. She may pause the audio and repeat sentences aloud. For example, if the audio says, "I go to school every day," she repeats it slowly, focusing on pronunciation and rhythm. Listening every day improves both comprehension and speaking skills. Reading is another important activity in the afternoon. She reads short stories, articles, or dialogues in English. While reading, she underlines unknown words, writes them in her notebook, and looks up their meanings. She also tries to understand the meaning of sentences from context. Reading regularly helps her recognize how words and grammar are used in real situations. Sometimes she watches English videos for learning. The videos may include simple conversations, everyday situations, or short lessons. While watching, she takes notes and repeats sentences. For example, if a person in the video says, "I am cooking dinner," she repeats it aloud and writes it in her notebook. Watching videos is both fun and educational. During the afternoon, she also practices speaking. She may talk to a friend, a teacher, or even speak to herself in English. For example, she may describe her day. "I wake up at 6:30. I eat breakfast. I study English in the morning." Speaking in full sentences every day improves confidence. Even small mistakes are okay because she learns from them. She also takes short breaks during the afternoon. Every hour or so, she pauses for 5 minutes. She drinks water, stretches, or looks outside the window. Short breaks help her brain rest and focus better. After the break, she continues exercises, writing, or reading. Consistency is very important for learning English effectively. Sometimes she does grammar exercises in the afternoon. She may practice tenses, prepositions, or question forms. She writes example sentences and checks them carefully. If she is unsure about an answer, she may look it up in a grammar book or ask her teacher online. Learning grammar step by step helps her speak and write more correctly. In addition, she practices speaking by recording herself. She may read a short text aloud and listen to the recording. This allows her to hear her own pronunciation and correct mistakes. Recording is very useful because it shows her what she can improve. Over time, her speaking becomes clearer and more natural. Another important part of the afternoon routine is reviewing what she learned in class earlier. She may go over notes, vocabulary, or exercises. Reviewing strengthens memory and helps her remember words and grammar more easily. She often sets small goals, like, I will review 10 words and write 5 sentences. Achieving small goals makes her feel motivated. After completing homework and practice, she may spend time using English in real life. For example, she may write messages to friends in English, comment on an English learning group online, or try to think in English while doing simple daily activities. Using English actively is very important for progress. Finally, before finishing the afternoon, she reflects on her learning. She asks herself questions like, what did I learn today? Which words are difficult? How can I improve tomorrow? Reflection helps her plan the next day and stay motivated. She writes notes in her notebook about what to practice next. The afternoon routine is a key part of an English learner's day. Writing, reading, listening, speaking, reviewing, and real-life practice all happen during this period. She knows that consistent effort and daily practice lead to steady improvement. Every small step she takes in the afternoon helps her become more confident and skilled in English. By following her afternoon routine, she reinforces what she learned in class, practices new skills, and prepares for the next day. Even though it can feel tiring, she feels proud because every activity helps her improve. Consistency, focus, and effort are the secret to learning English successfully. Part 4. Evening Routine and Reflection. After a long day of learning and practicing English, the evening is a very important part of her routine. This is the time to relax, reflect, and prepare for the next day. Even though studying is important, rest and balance are also necessary for success. When she arrives home or finishes online classes, she first takes a short break. She may sit quietly, drink water or tea, and breathe deeply. This small pause helps her body and mind relax after hours of concentration. She knows that a tired mind cannot learn effectively, so rest is part of her learning routine. Dinner is a calm and pleasant moment. She prepares a simple meal or sometimes orders food. While eating, she may watch a short English video, listen to a song, or read an easy English article. This way, she combines relaxation with learning. Even small moments like these help her improve vocabulary and listening skills. After dinner, she spends time on hobbies. She likes reading English stories, drawing, or doing light exercises. Reading is one of her favorite hobbies because it allows her to enjoy English without pressure. She may also watch a movie or a series in English with subtitles. Watching videos is both entertaining and educational. She repeats sentences from the movie to practice speaking and pronunciation. In the evening, she reviews her day. She opens her notebook and looks at what she studied, new words, grammar points, writing exercises, or listening practice. She asks herself, what did I learn today? Which words are difficult? How can I practice tomorrow? Reflection helps her organize her learning and plan the next day. Writing these notes gives her motivation and shows her progress over time. Sometimes she records herself speaking English. She may read a short paragraph aloud and listen to her pronunciation. This allows her to notice mistakes and correct them. Recording herself also increases her confidence. She can hear how much she has improved compared to previous recordings. Another evening activity is planning for tomorrow. She writes a simple schedule: morning, vocabulary and reading; afternoon, homework and speaking practice; evening, listening and reflection. Having a clear plan reduces stress and makes her feel ready for the next day. She knows that good organization is important for consistent learning. Before going to bed, she relaxes completely. She may listen to calm music, drink a cup of warm tea, or stretch lightly. She avoids bright screens for a while to help her sleep. A good night's sleep is essential for memory and concentration. She knows that learning English effectively requires a rested and healthy mind. The evening routine also helps her develop a positive mindset. She thinks about her achievements, even small ones. For example, she may remember a sentence she spoke correctly in class or a word she used for the first time. Celebrating these small victories increases her motivation. She reminds herself that learning a language is a journey, and every day counts. Now, let's reflect together. Learning English is not only about studying in the morning or afternoon. It is about combining learning, practice, and reflection every day. Morning routines give energy, daytime lessons provide new knowledge, afternoon practice reinforces learning, and evening routines help rest and reflection. This combination helps an English learner improve steadily and confidently. Thank you for following a full day in the life of an English learner. You saw how she wakes up, studies, practices, completes homework, reviews, and relaxes. Every part of her routine is important, and small steps every day lead to big progress. If you are learning English, you can try her routine. Wake up early, practice a little in the morning, study during the day, review and do exercises in the afternoon, and reflect in the evening. Use English in real situations, speak, listen, write, and read every day. Every small effort will help you improve. Remember, learning a language takes time, patience, and consistency. Celebrate your achievements and enjoy the journey. You can do it. Keep practicing, stay motivated, and every day will bring progress. Thank you for watching, and good luck with your English learning journey.